Hey guys, look! It's the good prequel movie!
Whoa, that exists?
I didn't know! Actually, I did. But,
So, surprisingly, me and Sean agree that the third one is...
Yeah, I
step
feel
up.
like this gets unfortunately lumped into a trilogy of not great first two, even I'll concede that the second one is not good. I'll concede.
Okay.
But, episode 3, I think is a legitimately good movie. First of all, it's the first one of these three that feels like a Star Wars movie. Let's just start there.
Yeah, I know. It does. Well, here, let's just go through every aspect we like, and just talk about it a little bit.
Sure.
So we don't want to make these videos infinitesimally long. I'll just put that out. So we're just gonna go through our quick thoughts on this stuff. First thing I liked about this movie, I liked that we finally saw a bit of Anakin and Obi-Wan's relationship. We get to see a little bit of it fleshed out, especially in the opening scene.
About time. Like, we get to see this banter between the two where they're joking. We also get to see Anakin actually be a good pilot, except for it's like...
I'll try spinning.
Yeah,
that's a good
that's what I was
trick.
thinking. I'm like, yeah, as opposed to just, let's try spinning. But no, like, he's actually being a good pilot. He's trying to help Obi-Wan get rid of these droids that have gone onto his ship that are going to rip apart his ship. And they're trying to get to Grievous's ship.
Buzz droids.
Buzz droids. I was blanking on the name for a sec.
I'm such a nerd.
I know.
The Invisible Hand is Grievous's ship.
Oh my god. Anyway, where they're getting to the Invisible Hand, apparently, and they go fight Dooku and stuff. I love that, all of that, because there's great banter between the two. We get to see it, like you were saying, the relationship finally, instead of being told it, and then immediately hearing Anakin whine like a little baby about Obi-Wan.
Nest of Gundars. What about that Nest of Gundars?
I really wanted to know what the heck the Nest of Gundars
Why did we get
is.
We should get a prequel movie about the Nest of Gundars.
Can we get that, please?
Kathleen Kennedy, come on.
There is one awkward moment immediately at the opening that doesn't quite work, and I know why they... I know why Lucas put it in there, because he's
trying to make Anakin not seem like a total horrible human.
Right, because he realized he made him seem too evil too early.
So like he
the moment is...
It's not awkward if you watch the cartoon, because they make the clones a lot more... Like, it's the moment is when he tells he wants to save clones. And I mean, like, in the cartoon, they actually make clones feel
admittedly,
more like people.
I've never seen the cartoons, any of the series, so...
They make them seem a little more like people, so I understand. But, yeah, I don't think it's that big of an issue. I think it's just...
No, it's just a little weird.
This Anakin is a lot nicer than the one we had in Attack of the Clones. That we're supposed to know.
At least for now. Like,
yes.
Considering where he goes in the movie, I understand what he was doing, but it's like, dude, this is hardcore backtracking. What you doing here, Lucas?
So let me say out front, I decided to watch this movie this time, and I was actually pleasantly surprised at how much I enjoyed this film. I enjoy it a lot more than I thought I even would, because I thought I was going to like it less, based on how much more critical I've been of at least the first two movies. You know, I used to like them a lot more than I do. But the complete opposite effect. I actually this movie proved to me to be really enjoyable, and I decided to not, sin it for its fathers, you know what I mean? Not to say, well, Attack of the Clones was so bad and that bleeds into this.
Yeah.
So, but I decided to just, no, we're going to look at this movie by itself and think, if I just start watching from Revenge of the Sith and go through the whole series, will I be entertained? Will it be enough for me? And it totally was,
Yeah, I agree. Like, it feels so much... I mean, we're going to get more into detail on this, but it feels like it connects so much more to the next movie.
Yeah.
2 stars. So, like, if you were to watch, just start Revenge of the Sith, you wouldn't feel confused. Now, I don't recommend that to people who have never seen these movies, and there are still 5 people out there in the world who haven't seen these movies.
5 people.
Start with the original trilogy.
Especially, no, like, I think a pertinent advice would be if you're kids,
Especially for kids, yeah.
This is definitely a movie not for little children, so...
Well, considering this is the first PG-13 movie in the Star Wars universe,
and this is PG-13.
Kids get massacred. Granted, it's off-screen, but you know what's happening.
Anakin gets burned alive. I mean, come on, there's a lot of stuff in this.
Yeah, Lucas calls this a kids movie. I still find that hilarious that he does that, but...
Anyway.
Other
aspects you liked, just in general, because it's probably the best way to do it.
Right. This... Well, The John Williams score, again, is great. Much better than Attack of the Clones score.
I think it's the best in the prequel
I was just going to say that, actually. It's the best in the prequel trilogy. I agree. We have Battle of the Heroes. That great score when Anakin and Obi-Wan are fighting.
You have a lot of, like... First of all, these are things that, like, really feel like Star Wars, you know what I mean? Like, the Killing of the Jedi theme. Like, that...
I mean, the theme is
right
there.
We'll talk about that song, that scene, too.
Okay. You want to talk about it later?
Yeah, we'll just talk about this.
I'm trying to think what else.
The Grievous theme, I love that.
Yeah. The Grievous theme.
It's just funny. There's so many little themes that could just be main motifs of the film, but... You know.
I love playing, like, Battlefront 2 and hearing this music.
I know. There's nothing cooler than, like, charging into battle and hearing Anakin versus Obi-Wan in the background. Dun, 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 dun. It's so epic.
It is pretty awesome. Yeah, I don't want to just repeat all the good stuff I said about Phantom Menace, although all that still is true, except the stuff that's not in this movie.
And then, of course, as you mentioned, Battle of the Heroes is definitely like a Duel of the Fates-esque. And they do bring Duel of the Fates back. They bring
Duel of the Fates back, which is awesome.
Very
and I will say, even though I really, really despise the Yoda Dooku fight in 2, the Yoda Sidious fight, and I was curious going back to this.
Yeah, let's do this. Let's talk about Yoda and talk about Sidious in this film. So let's start with Yoda, and then we'll...
just the character of Yoda?
Yeah, the character of Yoda.
Okay.
Because I think Yoda's a lot better in this movie. It finally feels like Yoda. Because...
Not quite yet.
Because what we
closer.
We get several things. Yeah. We get Yoda. We understand that Yoda's actually a character and not just a guy who sits in a chair in a room. You know what I mean? And orders clone troopers to do certain things and then fights ridiculously.
Right.
No, this one he actually has a bigger role. I love his role on Kamino where he's reacting to the death of all the Jedi. It's so sad.
I mean Kashyyyk.
Oh, I'm sorry, Kashyyyk. They're both K's, okay? I do know the difference. I do know the difference, I promise you.
I will say, the scene where it's just the battle on Kashyyyk, as fun as that is to watch, it is entirely pointless. You could cut that out and it'd be fine.
I like it because it feels like the Clone Wars, which I love to see. So
that's the only thing. I'm like, we haven't seen the Clone Wars actually go down except the opening scene, so that's my only thought positive about that.
Yeah, but and then I like the relationship between him and Obi-Wan. We finally get to see them kind of form a bond, you know what I mean? They do some things together in this movie, and we see that they have a relationship that will carry on into...
So that makes a little more sense why Obi-Wan's Force Ghost is talking to Yoda in Episode 5, and not just that he's the only Jedi that they have.
Or that it wouldn't be like Qui-Gon or something, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So... it makes sense.
Yeah, story reasons, the way you go back.
And then Sidious, I wanted to bring him up because...
This is the best version of Sidious in these prequel movies.
Ian McDiarmid is so good in this movie. He just has a blast.
He is so... Like, he actually... Not only does it seem like he wants to be there, he loves being evil. You just see it in every scene, whenever he's talking. Like, when he's just talking to Anakin... I love the scene when he's telling Anakin this story about this... other Sith Lord,
Darth Plagueis,
is he actually Sidious's? I know
There's
it says that on
theory
Wikipedia.
about that.
I don't know if that's official now.
I don't know if that is just a fan theory or not.
If it's his master
honestly,
or not.
it would be if Lucas said it was or not. So we don't know.
I've not heard anything about that, so I don't know.
The way he talks about it, you kind of think it is.
That's why I kind of lean towards it is his master.
Yeah,
it was cool, but Darth.
But it's still really cool. It's a
Can
great
we have a prequel movie then about Darth Plagueis?
Oh no, I don't want to ruin it. I think it's perfect the way it is.
Oh yeah, that's a good point actually.
But I think what it does is it does world building. You know what I mean? It shows you that there's more than just the movies. You know, there's other stories.
This is the movie,
and they did this in like A New Hope. You know it was Empire. I'm sorry, it was Empire Strikes Back when Han Solo mentions a encounter with a bounty hunter on another planet to Leia just casually. You know, there are little comments like that.
I love stuff like that because when it's done well and not stupidly like Attack of the Clones.
It builds a world.
Because
you know what I mean?
it makes the world feel lived in a way. And, you know, usually people, when they say this world feels lived in a movie, they're talking about like the way it looks. Like in the original Star Wars movies, and we'll get to that later. But you can also do that between the dialogue of saying, these are these stories of other people that have lived before me. And
it's not like they're just performing for the audience. You know, we actually see them into their day-to-day life. Where they're
now, The only, I guess, if I would have said own side about that scene, is silly that Anakin doesn't put 2 and 2 together right there. I'm like, how the hell would this random senator know this?
He's the chancellor. I understand, like, that he probably would have a lot of knowledge of this stuff. I mean, that's what I think Anakin's thinking. Is
okay.
This guy is very knowledgeable in a lot
or maybe
of things.
he's clouded by the dark side.
No, but anyway, I think he's great in the movie. And the Yoda versus Sidious fight I do want to bring up again, because I think it's a really fun fight. I didn't have a problem with it this time. I mean, Yoda having a lightsaber, yeah, I know.
I don't want Yoda to have a lightsaber, but at the very least, he's actually using the Force in this one.
A lot more, too.
I mean, I know they have that stupid 5-second thing where Yoda and Dooku get... screw that. No, but he's actually throwing stuff at Sidious like you're supposed to do.
Bouncing off of things, it's awesome. I mean,
like,
I love
that's better.
Plus when he knocks the guards against the wall. I mean, how cool is that?
Yeah.
That's the Force
walked
right there.
in. I love that so much.
It's like, thank you, Lucas. See, Lucas has little moments. I want to bring this up, too.
Okay.
Lucas has moments of greatness where there's just, like, usually it's a 5 to 10 second moment in this film where it's like, that is really good. That is a 5-star moment right there. Yoda doing that is one thing. Actually, one that really stood out for me is, this is helped by John Williams, but there's a moment where Yoda and Sidious are fighting on the stand that Sidious was on, and then it rises up, and then it just opens up into the Senate, huge.
Yeah, I like that moment.
Stadium, and it's just very, very effective. It just kind of, you feel the epicness of it, and this is supposed to be a space opera. It's supposed to feel epic, so moments like that really help for me.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I will say the Anakin and Obi-Wan fight going simultaneously along is much better, I think.
It was a good choice, to contrast the two, because they're both very important. They're trying to destroy the Master and the Apprentice,
Mm-hmm.
And you have the two strongest remaining Jedi trying to do it. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, speaking of which, you want to talk about the Anakin versus Obi-Wan fight?
Yeah, absolutely. Here's the thing. It's unfortunate that the other 2 movies weren't stronger with these characters.
To build up to this?
Yeah. But for what they had left to do in 3, and what they did manage to get in here, it works well enough. I wish it was stronger, I really do. But I still get into it. I still get into these characters and what they're trying to do and how this is tearing each other apart,
Yeah.
Because...
Yeah, things I'll mention that really sell it. Ewan McGregor's performance is spot on. He is a great Obi-Wan.
He's been one of the best consistent actors.
Definitely the
movies.
best in this movie, too. He's given a lot to do, and he does it very well. And then Anakin, Hayden Christensen, he's given a lot of hate, but he's a very good physical actor, and we get to see a lot of that when he's evil.
He's actually good in this. This is one of the movies where he's actually legitimately good.
A lot of his line readings are still awkward, but the way he commands the premise as Lord Vader, he really does feel like, someone intimidating.
I do want to, in a moment, unless you're not ready to talk about this, I do want to talk about his transition into joining the dark side.
No, we should talk about negatives after this, I think.
Okay. Because that's a negative, for sure.
Yeah, we'll bring up the negatives after
okay,
this.
fair enough.
I just want to finish pushing it out. Why we think this movie is so good.
Sure. Honestly, I like Grievous a lot.
I was about to bring Grievous up.
People hate on this guy, and I don't really fully get why.
Let me give my my helpful analogy.
Go ahead.
Something else Lucas is involved with was the Indiana Jones series. Now, in the Indiana Jones films, you have your main villain, and then you have the Muscle.
Right.
The Muscle is the big, threatening villain who stands in the way of our main character before they get to the real villain. In this case, thinking of Obi-Wan as the main character, we have his first obstruction being Grievous. He has to defeat Grievous. This is the Muscle. This is the main, big main presence of evil in the first half. Then he's destroyed. Then he has to take on the real villain, which ends up being Darth Vader, Anakin Skywalker. So in that way, the structure works. And killing him off early also makes sense because that's how he serves in the story. And I think he's given enough character building in the cartoon, which you do learn a lot about him if you choose to watch it. But even if you don't,
my one thing about that though, is you bring up the cartoon, is should I really have to watch a cartoon to get a movie?
But even if you don't, I thought from the first scene we get enough. We see that he's the general. He's in command of the army. He takes de facto control when Count Dooku dies. We understand this, and he seems like a threatening presence, even from the first scene. So I like that, and I think they give him enough to get the gist. You know, you don't need to make this General Grievous the movie.
No, that I agree. I think it's awesome when he takes out the 4 lightsabers. By the way, and then Obi-Wan just slices 2 off pretty quick, but it's still pretty cool.
I love the scene when he dies because Obi-Wan force grabs the blaster, shoots him in the heart 4 times.
That is so cool.
So unsympathized. That's such an Obi-Wan thing to say too.
It is. Obi-Wan has some really funny lines in this movie.
He's really good.
Let's see.
Anything else you want to talk about?
I'm trying to. It's not that it's hard to think of something. I just don't want to forget.
Well, let's definitely talk about the Death of the Jedi scene. Even though we might not know a lot of the Jedi personally, I still felt a lot of the pain.
I feel like part of that's because I've played the video games like Battlefront 2, and I've played these characters.
It's not just because of the video games, and it's not just because of the series or anything like that. I haven't seen a lot of the series actually, but what I do know is, you know, you feel because you have characters that you care about, like Obi-Wan and Yoda, going through what they go through and the pain. You understand this, you know, this pain that's going on with them, and I feel for them. You know, I see that kids getting killed. It's pretty dark, guys.
Yeah, that is pretty dark.
So you know, it still affected me. I don't agree.
I love the shot though of Anakin, now Darth Vader, walking up with all the troops behind him into the Jedi Temple. That's such a cool shot.
Yes.
They used it in the trailer a billion times, I remember. Fun fact, I remember this being one of the first movies I ever analyzed the trailer for when I was a kid.
Although, unfortunately, the trailer just spoiled the whole movie. So
it did, so it wasn't exactly hard to analyze, to be fair.
Yeah, it essentially goes beat by beat. But, hey.
But...
Anything else you want to bring up? I have one thing. I love the scene where Darth Vader comes to kill all the Separatist leaders. Great scene. Because first of all, you know, the idea that Sidious, it's so silly. Darth Vader, he will take care of you. He says it like that. I was like, these people are such freaking idiots. They don't understand what's going on.
Oh, they're amazingly stupid.
They're so stupid. And then he walks in, closes all the doors of the Force. It's awesome. And then you just cut back to that scene, him slicing all these people in half. And I'm such a nerd, so I'm like, oh, there goes Poggle the Lesser. There goes the Bank Clan guy. And they're just chopping through all these people. And then he saves Newt Gunray for last. And that's so awesome. I love that scene.
Darth Sidious said you used to be shown peace. Dad.
Sidious promised us peace. The only... I think that death noise he makes is great.
Yeah, I love the look of Mustafar. I just love that planet. I really hope Disney puts one of these movies back there. Yeah. I know there's a lava planet supposedly in the trailer for Force Awakens. There's the one shot, but I don't know if that's Mustafar.
I think that's just fire from the...
Okay. You can't really tell that's the thing, so...
It's Luke, though.
I kind of hope it's Mustafar.
So where's Luke? I want to know where he is.
Well, is that Luke? I'm sorry, that's going on.
The metal hand on R2.
I think that's a ploy. I honestly don't know if that's him.
Who else could it be?
J.J. Abrams is smart. I think he did that on purpose.
I think he obscured his face on purpose, but I think it's Luke. Anyway.
My nose is this. Oh my God. Sorry.
Stop itching it.
Anyway. Other good things. It's a lot, but I guess we could...
I think we summed it up pretty well.
Yeah, we summed it up pretty well.
We'll do a summary. But what's wrong? Yeah, there's a couple of... I'll start because I need to bring this up. Padme and Anakin are still not great.
The dialogue is
I'm
so
so
bad.
in love. No, it's because I'm so in love with you.
Oh my God.
Yeah. But it's not as bad as 2, and it's much...
Oh, it's much better than...
Much shorter. Much shorter.
Plus, we get to see Anakin kill her.
Well, no, she dies of a broken heart.
That's my other problem. She dies of a broken heart. It's really stupid.
Yeah, Sidious lies. She dies of a broken heart, yeah.
I did ever hear a theory that I don't want to just blatantly repeat, but it's quite interesting.
This video's already getting long. Perhaps we should...
Let's see, what don't I like? I really don't like Anakin's transition into being Vader. Because it's like, boom. Because here's how it goes. So he's talking to Sidious, and Sidious has to spell it out for him with a freaking green crayon that he is.
No. I get it. I get it all the way up to him killing children. That doesn't seem like Anakin to me.
Well, no, because here's the thing. What happens is he goes to Mace Windu and says, Mace Windu, Master Windu, Sidious, he's the Dark Lord we're searching for.
Sith Lord?
I love that line. And so Mace is like, okay, if you're right, I trust you then. Mm-hmm. So he and 3 other Jedi who get killed off way too fast. It's actually so pathetic.
The Chancellor Palpatine versus Mace Windu fight's not the greatest.
No, it's ridiculous. It's like, what, you weren't ready for him to attack? What do you think he was going to do? Freaking play Ring Around the Rosy? What do you think he was going to attack you?
It's treason, then. And then the 2 die instantly.
Why aren't you blocking?
And they're Jedi Masters, too.
Screw you. Anyway. But it goes out of him and Mace, and they're fighting. Anakin goes there. There's a cool shot before this when Anakin's sitting in his room and
the ruminations.
Yes, I love that scene when he's contemplating what he should do and stuff. That's
and you got
great.
the creepy music in the background. Mm-hmm. It's really
that's great. But then he goes there and he's trying to decide who he should believe. Whether Mace is telling the truth and he should just go with it that he's right, he's too dangerous to be kept alive, or should he say Palpatine. And of course we know he says Palpatine. But instantly then he turns into Vader.
Well, really? I mean, okay, so he kills Mace, which is a definite
technically,
decision.
He just disarms Mace, technically.
Yeah, but he basically causes his death.
I know.
That's
a technicality, I know.
But, so yeah, he does that, which, I understand. He wants to save Palpatine so he can learn how to save Padme. That's his motivation.
Which is ironic, because...
But for him to... My problem is for him to... It seemed like he was just kind of like going along with Palpatine. He wasn't really buying into everything he was saying. But then it seems like he's buying into everything he's saying because then he leads an assault on the Jedi Temple and kills children.
That's the thing. Like, all he says is, "What have I done?" "Oh, okay, I'll do anything you ask."
Yeah, that "what have I done" shows
go kill all the Jedi, including your friend Obi-Wan Kenobi. Kill younglings. Oh, okay, Master.
Yeah, this is a little problem there, but you can get past it. You can understand that, Lucas got himself in a very tight corner and didn't know quite how to get out of it.
I suppose so, yeah.
So
that's what happens when you waste a movie and a half.
Unfortunately. But anything else that we can think of? I mean,
that's bad.
Those are the two
that's
things
really
for me.
Bad. Oh, the ending with Luke and Leia being born. And Leia apparently, supposedly remembers her mother in 6, if you remember.
I remembered this scene, and now I know why. I completely understand.
Go ahead. Okay. Please explain this to me.
Now, she clarifies. She said, just images, really feelings. And I think that's Leia not showing that, I remember seeing my mother. No, she's showing that she has a Force connection with Padme. Because we know Leia has Force powers, so...
Right, okay.
It's just like Luke has with his father. Leia has it inside of her from her mother.
Okay.
It's the same deal. Luke's attached to Vader, and
Well,
Leia's attached to
I will be
Padme.
watching Jedi in the next couple days, so I will double check.
That's literally what she says. Right. Just images, really feelings.
Alright.
Because Luke says he has no memory of
even though Luke was born first, apparently.
I don't think it matters when it's minutes apart, Sean.
Alright.
Yeah, but I agree with that's a little clunky. But also really hate the fact that the Lars are just clambered in there. And it's really clunky how it's done. They should have known Anakin very well. When you see Owen in 4, it seems like he has a very good understanding of Anakin, and they have a history, so...
It should have been... No, what I was saying in the last video on Attack of the Clones, it should have been the Lars were maybe relatives of Anakin, and...
Which they were, I guess.
And Obi-Wan... Well, a little closer than that.
Yeah.
And Anakin and Obi-Wan have been sitting around talking. You don't even need a show. You can just say Obi-Wan knows about these people through conversations with Anakin about his life on Tatooine. And therefore he would go, he still has family on Tatooine. That'd be a perfect place to hide him. Because Anakin won't go back there. So, there you go.
Yeah.
Problem solved instantly.
Yeah.
Yay me. Maybe George Lucas should have hired me at the age of 12.
Yeah, but I think there are definitely some problems, but overall, for me at least, this movie really succeeded. I think it felt a lot like Star Wars movie. It was a lot of fun. The effects were definitely the best they've ever been.
The effects are really good. Some of the places still look like obvious CGI. I was made on a computer.
But
I look
it's a
really
lot.
cartoony. It
Even
looks better than Attack of the Clones immensely.
Even the
and
environments are a
Menace.
lot more interesting. Like there's no Naboo except for like a one shot, and Naboo is always a boring planet for me. They have a lot more interesting environments.
Utapau and
Utapau's cool. You know, Mustafar obviously, and even like the planets they show for like 5 seconds in the Jedi scene.
yeah,
like
those are
Felucia is
really cool.
really interesting planet.
Obviously, we get to see more in Battlefront 2. That's why I love that game so much. I brought that up a few times already in this video,
Yeah,
I know, but
it's interesting
because
you know you get little 5-second little shots of the planets, and then let's make a whole level about
right.
that. Like Megiddo.
Really cool.
Love Megiddo. Looks so cool.
Mm-hmm.
Such a good looking
Yeah.
planet.
Mustafar, like I said, that's a great planet. I don't want to forget anything that's like really good about this.
Well, yeah, just overall for me, the movie really worked. I think it felt like a Star Wars movie. I saw past the faults. I really liked the characters. I liked Obi-Wan a lot in this movie. I felt it's a good movie. It definitely doesn't sit on an equal plane with New Hope and Empire. It's definitely a step down.
I would say, yeah, it's the original trilogy is better than this movie.
I'd say save Return of the Jedi.
We'll talk about it.
That'll be in our Return of the Jedi review.
But while this isn't exactly hard, but easily the best of the prequels.
Yeah.
Easily the one that actually feels like a Star Wars movie. And I feel like most of the problems are because of the previous two films not being perfect or, being well thought out. Had they... Episode 1 shouldn't exist. It should have started with Anakin as an adult already being... Or not an adult, but already being trained.
Well, everybody knows there's problems with the prequels.
But...
I don't want to get into it.
I don't want to get back into it.
Getting really long, so I just want to wrap it up.
But I really like this movie. I'm going to rate this 4 out of 5 stars. What would you give it?
You know, it was really tough for me to pick between 4.5 and 4 because the extra half star I'd give it to it because I just had so much fun watching this movie. I had a smile on my face for over half the movie.
Wow.
I kid you not. I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed it as much as I did when I was a kid. A lot of it's nostalgia for me. I guess this movie meant a lot to me when I was a kid.
This is admittedly the first Star Wars movie I saw in theaters.
I saw Attack of the Clones in theaters, so it's not just that ties it in for me. I just really enjoy it. I understand the faults. I know a lot of people have problems with this film. A lot of people don't think it's that good. I do. I really like the movie. I really enjoy it.
Yeah.
I just have to admit it. I will watch this every time I rewatch the original trilogy. I will watch 3 and the original trilogy. That's all I'll do.
All right. So that's our hopefully much more shorter discussion.
Yes, and we're planning on doing that for the next 3 videos. The reason why the other 2 were so long, they're bad, and it's really hard to define how terrible they really are.
Yeah.
It takes a long time.
But yeah, if you enjoyed this video, like, comment, subscribe, check out
RotoShane, youtube.com/RotoShane.
All right. And see you in the next video where we talk about the classic, great Star Wars.